The latest sci-fi thriller The Ugly Ones has arrived, set in a futuristic world where technology reigns. In this world, everyone is beautiful. On their 16th birthday, each person undergoes a transformation surgery, turning them from ugly to enviably beautiful. After that, they live a perfect utopian life. Tara, a teenage girl, eagerly awaits her 16th birthday. Her childhood friend, Mark, sends her a message, inviting her to meet him on the school rooftop. Together, they gaze through binoculars at the newly transformed, glamorous people, living a life of luxury and ease. Everyone is carefree, living without worries. Tara is almost driven mad with envy. Tomorrow is Mark's 16th birthday, and he's about to have his transformation surgery, but Tara has to wait 3 more months. They make a pact to never forget each other, preserving the scar on their palms that symbolizes their friendship. They also agree to meet 1 month later under the bridge. At the graduation ceremony, Dr. Black delivers a speech about the wonders of the transformation, and soon, the 16-year-olds head off to the center to undergo their surgeries. Tara and Mark share a heartfelt farewell. As the days pass, Tara continues her studies, constantly scanning her body's pre-designed transformation model, eagerly counting down to her own surgery. However, something strange happens. After Mark's surgery, he seems to have disappeared. Tara sends him multiple messages, but he never responds. Worried and anxious, she waits until the day of their secret meeting arrives. Using her stealthy skills, she sneaks out of her dorm and heads to the bridge, only to wait in vain. Mark never shows up. Concerned, Tara decides to venture into the beautiful world to find him. She sneaks into the City of Beauties, where she picks up a mask from the ground and puts it on. As a mysterious red light flashes, Tara's entire appearance changes. She now wears a stunning red dress and temporarily becomes one of the beautiful people. Everything around her feels unfamiliar and dazzling. The city is filled with stunning men and women in bright, fashionable clothes. They all seem to be perpetually smiling, without a care in the world. There's no stress, no hard work, no one chasing money. It's like a fairy tale come to life. Tara nearly loses herself in this dreamlike world. Eventually, she tracks down Mark in a tall building. He has undergone genetic modification, now sporting blonde hair and striking blue eyes. He's incredibly handsome, but he's no longer the Mark she once knew. When he sees Tara, he's cold and distant. The scar that symbolized their friendship is gone, leaving Tara deeply disappointed.
You promised me.
I woke up from surgery and then I realized I just didn't really want it anymore, Talik.
She tries to say something, but a security robot detects her real face under the mask. Panicked, she puts on a bungee jacket and leaps off the building. Hiding under a bridge, Tara thinks she's safe, but accidentally kicks a stone, catching the attention of a nearby patrol robot. Just as she's about to be caught, her classmate, Shay, shows up. He swoops in on his hoverboard, rescuing her. After a bumpy escape, they sneak into a kitchen to grab a bite to eat. As they chat, Tara learns that both their birthdays are on the same day. Their shared adventure quickly forges a new friendship. Shay, ever the helpful friend, teaches Tara how to ride the hoverboard. He tells her that to learn how to fly, you first have to learn how to fall. After countless crashes and tumbles, Tara finally masters the hoverboard. Time flies, and soon it's the day before their 16th birthdays. However, Shay doesn't want to become one of the beautiful puppets. He dreams of escaping to a fabled place called Smoke City, where people don't care about appearances and everyone is treated equally, a life of true freedom, far from the beauty-obsessed world they know. Together, they remove their tracking rings, slipping them onto tree branches. Shay takes Tara on one final, joyous ride over the ruins, soaring through the air. They travel far and wide until they arrive at an abandoned skyscraper. Despite Shay's best efforts, Tara is still unsure about leaving with him. As a parting gift, he gives her a special map, one that only she can understand, before heading off to chase his dream. Tara believes this will be their final farewell, but on the day of her 16th birthday, something unexpected happens.
Is something wrong?
Now, on Xiaota's 16th birthday, instead of undergoing the long-awaited transformation surgery, she is unexpectedly taken to Dr. Black's headquarters by spaceship. It turns out that Xiaoxia's disappearance had caught the attention of the upper ranks, and Dr. Black plans to use the promise of the surgery to coax Xiaota into revealing Xiaoxia's whereabouts. Although Xiaota had longed to become beautiful for as long as she could remember, her loyalty to her friend outweighed her desire. In the end, she claimed to know nothing about Xiaoxia's location. However, Dr. Black, using a lie detector, quickly exposed Xiaota's deception. As punishment, she was sent back to her school dormitory. Back at school, Xiaota faced cruel taunts and jeers from her classmates. While she sat in her room, confused and distraught, a knock on her window startled her. It was Mark, sent by Dr. Black to win her over using his charm. Eventually, Mark convinced her. Dr. Black then revealed a shocking secret. The people of Smoke City were developing a secret weapon aimed at destroying their utopian way of life. Xiaoxie, according to him, had been brainwashed and manipulated by them. Xiaoda was tasked with infiltrating Smoke City to destroy the weapon and save humanity. Before she left, Dr. Black gave her a necklace to use as a signal device. With this weighty mission, Xiaoda, the sheltered and inexperienced girl, packed her belongings and set off, guided only by the first cryptic phrase from the map.
Take the coaster straight past the gap until you find one that's long and flat.
While flying on her hoverboard, Xiaoda stumbled and fell off near an abandoned roller coaster. As she looked around, she excitedly recognized the object described in the second clue, an elongated shape.
Find the wall and weigh the face. Don't look down and do not haste.
Following more hints from the map,
Cold is the sea, and watch for breaks. At the second, make the worst mistake.
she bravely jumped off a broken bridge and pressed on. After countless days and nights of struggle and hardship, something she had never experienced before, Xiaoda finally arrived at the map's endpoint, the White Sea. Exhausted, she collapsed into a field of pure white flowers and drifted into a deep sleep. Meanwhile, Dr. Black performed a second surgery on Mark, transforming him into a powerful warrior. In the dead of night, Xiaoda awoke to the thick smell of smoke, realizing with horror that she was surrounded by flames. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a man appeared and saved her. It was David, the one who had taken Xiaoxie. After scanning Xiaoda's belongings, David disabled the tracker hidden in her hoverboard. When he scanned the necklace, Xiaoda grew anxious, but luckily, it passed the inspection. With the destruction of the tracker, Dr. Black knew Xiaoda had encountered the Smoke City residents and sent 2 scouts to track her down. David led Xiaoda to an outpost, where she was reunited with Xiaoxie. The two friends embraced with excitement after such a long separation. David and his team were preparing to burn the unique orchid field, explaining that the flowers absorbed all the nutrients from the soil, killing other plants and rendering the land barren. This shocked Xiaoda, who had always been taught that the white orchids purified pollution. As she stared at the desolate land, scorched by the orchids, Xiaoda began to question everything she had believed. During the mission to burn the orchids, they were attacked by Dr. Black's scouts. Xiaoxie accidentally fell from the plane, but Xiaoda, filled with courage, rushed into the inferno and saved Xiaoxie just before the scouts could reach her. After this close call, the Smoke City residents finally trusted Xiaoda, allowing her to join them on their journey back to Smoke City. After overcoming countless challenges, Xiaoda finally reaches the legendary Smoky City. Here, there's no advanced technology, and no one worries about appearances. Though resources are scarce, the people live a self-sufficient life. Every day is fulfilling, and Xiaoda gradually falls in love with this simple lifestyle. As she spends more time with David, romantic sparks begin to fly between them.
They say you have a weapon.
Torn by her feelings, Xiaoda can't help but ask David about the rumored secret weapon. Instead of answering directly, David takes her to meet his parents. It turns out they were once cosmetic surgeons in the city. They discovered by accident that the transformation surgery causes brain damage, making people cold, emotionless, and incapable of independent thought, creating the illusion of happiness. This is part of Dr. Black's sinister plan. She believes that only a population without the ability to think for themselves can be fully controlled. Those who show strong resistance undergo a second surgery, turning them into mindless, obedient soldiers. Unwilling to be part of this, David's parents fled the city and founded the Free Smoky City. The so-called secret weapon that Dr. Black warned Xiaoda about is actually a cure for the brain damage caused by the surgery. But the final ingredient needed to complete the cure is in Dr. Black's possession, and David's mother is searching for a substitute. Shaken by this revelation, Xiaoda tears off the necklace Dr. Black gave her and throws it into the fire, making the decision to stay in Smoky City forever. In their blissful state, neither Xiaoda nor David notice that the necklace sends out a blue signal as it's destroyed. The next morning, Dr. Black's army surrounds Smoky City. Unarmed and defenseless, the people are quickly captured. To draw out the top enemy David, Dr. Black orders Mark to break David's father's neck in front of everyone.
Thank you for joining us, Tao.
She publicly praises Xiaoda, leaving the citizens of Smoky City stunned, viewing her as a traitor. Unable to explain herself, Xiaoda flees to a cabin. Clever as ever, she creates chaos, using it as a distraction to escape with David. Dr. Black stops her soldiers from pursuing the pair, knowing that they will return to the city on their own. She takes the remaining captives back to the city, waiting for David and Xiaoda to fall into her trap.
Listen, I tried to destroy the pen and I didn't know that it would call them. I didn't know.
What's your plan?
I'm going to get them.
I'm coming with you.
No, you're not.
David, you've never been to the city. I have. Your mother is being taken to a building I've been inside of. A building I know how to get into. Please let me make this right.
I don't trust you.
You don't have to trust me.
Back at the city, Xiaoda seeks out a rebellious classmate, borrowing her identity ring and convincing her to cause a distraction to divert the guards' attention. Xiaoda and David sneak into the city's main building. Unfortunately, the borrowed ring lacks the clearance needed to open the prison door. Just then, a guard enters the room. David quickly knocks him out, and Xiaoda grabs his ring to unlock the cell, freeing the Smoky City residents. However, Xiaoda's friend Xiaoxie isn't among them. She has already been taken for surgery. By the time Xiaoda reaches the operating room, it's too late. Xiaoxie has completed her transformation and is now obsessed with her own beauty, completely different from the person Xiaoda once knew. Heartbroken, Xiaoda watches helplessly. Dr. Black suddenly arrives, trapping them all. She forces Xiaoda, David, and his mother into the operating room for their own transformation surgeries. But David's mother spots the final ingredient for the cure inside a cabinet. Just as the surgery machines are about to activate, a figure drops in from above, wielding a flamethrower. It's Baldy, attacking the lab from his aircraft. In the chaos, the trio escapes, and David's mother grabs the necessary component for the cure. On the rooftop, they're confronted by Mark, who has been further enhanced into a super soldier. Mark violently overpowers David. Desperate to save him, Shouta uses her hoverboard to slam into Mark, accidentally knocking him off the building. As he falls, a flicker of his old self returns, and it seems Mark's true consciousness is momentarily restored. With the city in disarray, the group manages to flee to the outskirts. David's mother excitedly reveals that with the ingredients she retrieved, she can finally create the cure. But they need someone who has undergone the transformation surgery to test it. Xiaoxie, now transformed, refuses to cooperate, unwilling to risk whatever side effects might come with the cure. David's mother, a woman of strong principles, refuses to force Xiaoxie into the trial.
I'll do it.
But Shouta, determined to save humanity, steps forward, volunteering as the test subject. She believes that her strong will can help her retain her true self even after the surgery. Intentionally getting caught, Shouta is taken by Dr. Black.
I'm Tala Youngblood!
After undergoing the transformation surgery, Shouta emerges as a breathtaking beauty, more stunning than ever. But she still has the scar on her palm, the mark of her friendship. The question remains, is Shouta still the same person she once was?